again, guys, and we're just going to start seated, which is perfect because that's where we already are. Any sort of tenderness going on in the lower back or tightness in the hips, sometimes it's a little nicer just to sit up on a block or your bolster if you have one, but wiggle your butt a little bit more forward. So you're kind of just like perching on it, and even if you're sitting on the ground, rather than sitting like the whole meaty part of the butt, it sort of makes us do this, like rounding through the lower back and then slumping through the shoulders. And then usually to try and fix this, what happens is we do that. Yeah, and then we just create this really big, like S-bend sort of in the spine where we want a more neutral spine. So lean your pelvis a little bit more forward. It's like you want to be a bit lighter on the meaty part of your butt. Yeah, and then lift the ribs a little higher away from the hips, but at the same time drop the shoulders down. Yeah, good one. So the legs can be however you like. You can have ankles close to each other, you could have crossed legs, it doesn't matter. And then just bring the hands down onto the thighs. You can have palms facing up or palms facing down. It doesn't really make any difference. Usually palms facing up is a little more energizing and activating. Palms facing down is a little more grounding and centering. So depending on how you feel today, you know, you might have palms up or palms down, doesn't matter. Give the shoulders a nice big roll up towards the ears, and then relax them down as you tuck the chin to the chest and allow the eyes to close. So just lightly closing the eyes rather than sort of scrunching them. Just keeping the face nice and soft. Starting to draw your attention to your breath. Just noticing it for the first part. And usually, as soon as you're encouraged to focus on the breath, you probably automatically immediately go, oh, it's meant to be slow, so I'll slow it down. But just notice. You don't have to change anything. You don't have to do anything. Just notice. Then once you have that attention and that awareness on your breath, once you feel connected to it, then we can start to make it a little deeper, a little slower. But try and do it gradually, yeah? So maybe just each time you breathe in, you make a conscious effort to make it a little longer than the last one. And every time you breathe out, you make a conscious effort to make it a little more emptying than the last one. And staying really present as you do this. So if the mind wanders, and it's very easily distracted, so if it does wander, it's no big deal. But just draw your attention back to your breath. And then start again on gradually making it a little slower, a little deeper. Gradually starting to increase our lung capacity. Starting to increase the amount of space we have in our chest. Draw the belly a little more in. So your belly button comes a little closer towards your spine. And feel the sides of your waist just hugging in slightly. So you feel your core muscles wrapping around your spine. So the core muscles from the front, the sides, and the back. Any muscles that help to sort of support our spine and pelvis. Just feel yourself gradually becoming a little more active through the torso. But still maintaining a slow breath, a full breath, a deep breath. And while the mind might have been really racy and really busy at the start of the class, maybe it's starting to slow. Maybe not yet, that's okay too. Just stay with the breath. Don't try and force it. Don't try and fight with the mind to be quiet. We just need to be a little patient. And a little patience isn't such a bad quality to cultivate, right? Remaining calm even when things aren't happening as quickly as we would like. Because I don't know if you've been out in the water and that famous last words of, I'll just get one more wave. I'll come in and I'll just get one more. And that one never comes. Never comes. And you're like, God damn it, Huey, hurry up, give me one more wave. And we get frustrated and we get agitated, and then what do you know? No waves are coming. So just know that everything happens as it should. If your mind is still busy, that's exactly how it's supposed to be today. All you're trying to do is remain calm. Remain focused on the breath while the mind is still being busy. Bring the hands into the center of the chest. Feel the shoulders dropping down a little more. Allow your eyes to open, and inhale, reach the hands up super high as you look up. On the exhale, hands reach wide and down, opening the chest. Good, maybe tucking the chin in. Inhale, open the hands wide, reach all the way up, shoulders draw down. And exhale, hands into the center of the chest. And again like that. So as you breathe in, keep the core nice and active. Reach all the way up and lengthen through the sides of the body. Exhale, hands come down and wide, feeling that activation in your arms as you lower with control. Inhale, sweep the hands up, palms face the ceiling, look up. And exhale, hands come down, center of the chest. But if you're sitting on your block or your bolster, maybe take it out now. And just bring your hands onto your knees again. We're just going to make a few movements with the spine. So we'll start with circles, nice and deep. Yeah? And see if you can smooth them out a little. So just moving in one direction to start with. Seeing if you can keep your butt anchored on the ground. Nice, slow, smooth circles. And then going in the opposite direction. Seeing if you can keep your butt down. See if you can keep the movement nice and fluid. So without any like sharp edges. And back up into a seated position. And then just making a few cat-cow movements. So inhale and press the chest forward, squeeze the elbows in. And then on the exhale, round through the spine, chin to chest. And so just moving in this direction now. So lifting the chest when you inhale. And on the exhale, drawing the chin in, really drawing the belly button to the spine and arching through your back. So just seeing how this movement feels in the spine and how you can breathe into the body this way. All the way back up to center, taking a few side bends. So take the body all the way over to one side and then back through center to the other. So just feeling how that feels down the side of the waist, in the hips, and seeing if you can make it a little more fluid. So there's no sort of end and there's no sort of beginning. It's just this constant, steady movement in the body. Back up to center, and then just taking a few twists. So that can look however you want. You might keep the spine up nice and tall. You might sort of dip the chest low as you twist. Doesn't matter. Just keep it fluid. You're using your breath to move you. Staying connected to what you're doing and how it feels, rather than just being like, oh, look at the leaves out there. I wonder if it's going to rain. What should I have for dinner tonight? So stay focused on what you're doing. And then just link all them movements together. So rounding forwards and back with the spine, sideways and twists. Just start to add anything that you like. Taking the movements into the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders, the head and neck. Moving in both directions. And maybe closing your eyes. So then it doesn't matter what it looks like. Doesn't matter how sort of deep or varied your poses are. Doesn't matter if you're doing something different to the person next to you. It's actually encouraged to do something different than the person next to you. We have a different body, we've had different lives. So it only makes sense that your body in this moment would need something different to the person next to you. Okay, guys, coming all the way back up to a seated position. I'm just going to take a supported fish pose, I guess, to bring ourselves onto the ground. So place one block, and I think you guys, we did this one today already. So one block at the top of your mat or the back of your mat for your head, and then your other block is going to support like your upper back. So it's going to go just below your shoulder blades, either like this way, so that edge will be resting just underneath your shoulder blades, or on the flat side there. So not in the lower back, not high up onto the shoulders, neither one of them is going to feel really good. So if it doesn't feel like it's in the right spot, just let me know and I can come and adjust it a little bit, because it could just be like a millimetre or two out. We just want a little bit of opening in the chest. And then we're using the block to support the head so that the neck isn't straining too far back. Good. Legs can be any way you like. Does that feel alright for you? A bit higher. Is that alright? Doesn't hurt though. Yeah. It doesn't matter where your arms are, but just turn the palms to face up towards the ceiling. This will help just to soften through the chest muscles, especially through our pecs, yeah? So tight from having our shoulders rounding forward. And rounding forward, you know, from just pretty much everyday life, but especially if you notice yourself when you're sitting on the board. I don't know if our posture's that ace. We're probably just slumped there, waiting. So just feel the shoulders sinking down. If it feels good, you can reach your arms all the way overhead. It might feel a little bit strenuous for your shoulders though, so check it out. If it feels great, well then stay there. If it doesn't, like if you feel your shoulders tightening and tensing, then just adjust. You want to feel relaxed in this pose so that you can breathe slow, steady, still with that increase on every inhale and every exhale to make it a little bit deeper, a little slower. Allow the eyes to close and just breathe into how this feels. So for some people, this will feel amazing, yeah? To open the chest like this and to breathe into all that space. For others, it's going to feel challenging. Opening up this much can be a little confronting. So breathe into that. It's not right or wrong what you feel. Just allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to remain calm. Increasing the breath each round. Every time the mind wanders or drifts, just come back to the breath. So that we almost start to lose a sense of time. Nothing before this pose, nothing after. Just this pose, exactly as it is. Just take a deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. Slowly walk your feet back in so that your ankles are underneath your knees. And then lift yourself just enough so you can remove your blocks out to the side. Push them a little bit more towards the front rather than to the back of the mat. That's why we'll need them next. And then just come to lay flat on the ground. So like a little mini shavasana with the legs out long and the hands down by the sides. And take a deep breath in here. A slower breath out. With inhale, reach the hands all the way overhead. So all the way overhead. Point the toes towards the front of the room. And then on the exhale, curl up into a little tiny ball as you draw the knees into the chest and hug everything in. Yeah. Inhale and expand. So reach the hands to the back, point the toes to the front, get nice and long. Good. Exhale, hug everything in. So squeezing the knees into the chest. Yeah. Inhale, get long, reach. And exhale, hug in. One more like that. Inhale, super long. Exhale, hug everything in. Good, hold when you have everything hugged into your little ball. If your head is lifted, just place it back down onto the mat. Yeah. And then reach your legs and arms up towards the ceiling. So legs and arms straight up towards the ceiling. Good. This time when we inhale and lengthen, just hover your legs and hover your arms off of the ground. So inhale, lengthen, hands reach back, feet reach forward. Good. On the exhale, legs and arms straight up towards the sky. See if you can reach your toes. So lifting the head, lifting the neck, lifting the shoulders up to your toes. Good. Inhale, lengthen, hover the arms, hover the legs. Exhale and reach up. Yeah. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach. Nice. Inhale, lengthen and hover. Good. Exhale, reach. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach up. Good. Hold here and we're going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, knees to chest. Have a little roll from side to side or forwards and back just to release that. Nice. Then take your arms out to the side like a letter T. So the arms straight out to the side. Hopefully we've got enough room. Sorry if we don't, guys. I should have staggered you. Yeah. And then let both of your knees fall over to the right side. So both knees over to the right. Yeah. Awesome. And then from here, take a deep breath in. On the exhale, the right hand reaches over towards the left. So the right hand reaches over towards the left. Yeah. And then inhale, open. Good. Exhale, right hand reaches towards the left. Perfect. Inhale, open. Exhale, reach. Inhale, open. Just one more. Exhale, reach over. Good. Inhale, open. Hold here. Perfect. Now the left hand. So inhale here. Exhale, left hand reach over to the right. Good. Inhale and then open the body up towards the ceiling. Good. Exhale, left hand reaches over to touch the right. Inhale, open. Exhale, reach. Last one. Inhale, open. Exhale, left on top of right hand. Good. Inhale, open, and then stay open and just relax into your twist. So your gaze is towards the left fingertips if it's okay for the neck. If it's not okay for the neck, then look directly up towards the ceiling. Let your body just sort of rest into the ground. Still maintaining that deep breath. So just notice now that we've taken a twist, if your breath has become a little shallower or a little higher up into the chest, and if it is, just make that conscious effort to draw it deeper into the body. Remembering it doesn't matter what our poses are. It doesn't matter. It matters that we're breathing consciously. We're aware of where our thoughts are drifting to. So then that way we can notice if we're following them, if we're strengthening them, or if we're remaining calm, centered, just observing. Use your inhale to come back to center. Keep the arms out nice and wide. And then just exhale the knees over to the left side. And so keep your arms nice and wide. Yeah, good guys. And then we just change it up. So the opposite hand. Yeah, the left hand I think. Will it be this one? The left one reaches all the way over, trying to touch the right palm. Yeah, inhale and open. Good. Exhale, reach across your body. Perfect. Inhale, open and expand. Exhale and reach. Nice. And then one more. Inhale, open. Exhale, reach across, trying to touch your fingertips. Good. Inhale, open and hold here. Yeah. Moving to the other side. So the right hand. Inhale first with the chest open. And then on the exhale, the right arm comes across the body, trying to touch on top of the left palm. Perfect. Inhale, open and expand. Exhale, reach across. Inhale, open. Exhale and reach. Awesome. One more. Inhale. Exhale, reach across. Good. Inhale, open up and pause here. So take your gaze towards the right fingertips. If it's okay for your neck, different side. So you might have a little, a little tightness or a little twinge in one side of the neck that you don't have in the other. So if it doesn't feel good, please pay attention to that. Look up towards the ceiling. Feel your shoulders sinking heavily down. And your breath, the most important thing. Still trying to deepen it. Slow it down. Increase. Guys, inhale, bring the knees back to center. Give them a little hug in. Hold on to the back of your thighs. And we're just going to rock and roll on our spine until we come up into a seated position. See if you can hover the feet off of the ground. So when you rock up, just see if you can perch sort of on your butt. You might roll all the way back again, and if it feels good for your spine, allow it. Yeah? But just see if you can remain in a hovered position once we come up. And then flex your toes towards the ceiling. Draw the knees a little closer in towards the chest. Reach the hands out in front. Deep breath in. On the exhale, lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale with the shoulders lifted. Exhale, come up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. So gaze towards your toes. Inhale. Exhale, lower slowly down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, come up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more like that, guys. So deep breath in. Slowly lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just breathe. Inhale. Exhale, come up. You've got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale here. Exhale, feet come down, hands come behind, and then just flip your tabletop or reverse tabletop. So lift the butt, lift the hips, open the chest up towards the ceiling, lengthen out through your stomach muscles, opening through the chest. Press the feet down, gaze directly up towards the ceiling. Draw your belly in, deep breath in. And then exhale, lower the butt down. Keep the hands behind and just windscreen wiper the legs from side to side. So right and left. Creating a little bit of space in the hips. You can take your twist even more into the torso if you like. So as the knees go one side, look towards the back of the room. Just to create a little bit of movement, yeah? Nice. So this is the one we might need the blocks for, because the common excuse maybe I hear for this one is my arms aren't long enough, so I cannot do it, yeah? So we're going to make our way to tabletop or to plank pose, which you can just magically do and magically appear in, or we can try to transition through the pendulum pose, I think it's called. So if you take your blocks kind of by your hips, because that's where your hands will go, it gives us a little bit more height off of the ground. So place them on the more sturdy side. This side is not going to be very beneficial. So down nice and low, and then cross your ankles over. So if you can sit like in the lotus position or half lotus position or full, I mean, you can choose that position if you want to. It kind of glues the legs a little bit more together. If that's not available, doesn't matter, just cross the feet. And then press your hands into the blocks, yeah? So from here, we're just going to practice lifting the butt and hips off of the ground. So lifting the butt and hips off. And then lower down. Yeah, and then lifting up. Notice when you lift up though, if the shoulders creep on the ears, we want space. And lower down. Good, so it's all in the core here. Now we'll start to lift the whole body. So engage your core muscles. Inhale, maybe lift the feet off of the ground. So squeeze the legs in. Yeah! Exhale and lower down. So you may need the blocks, you may not, yeah? They might be helpful, they might be not. I have super long arms, so I find this one easy to do without the blocks, yeah? But if you have shorter arms, which we do, yeah, maybe there's not enough space yet. So choose if you like the blocks, if you don't, and then lift up. So once you have your butt and your heels lifted off of the ground, we can start to do the pendulum, right? So all it is just lifting up and then maybe rocking a little, yeah? Maybe. So it's just to get a little bit of momentum so we can press back into tabletop or press back into plank, yeah? Whether you're rocking, whether you're moving is totally irrelevant. We're still activating the same muscles needed for it, yeah? Good, guys. So when you lift up, squeeze the knees in, lift the feet. Maybe you get a little bit more movement and you can bring the knees behind, yeah? Maybe not. Yeah. Yeah. So either pressing back into plank or to tabletop or to plank, sorry. We'll all meet in plank pose. However you magically want to get there is completely your choice. Yeah. Beautiful. We'll have another go at that one more towards the end of the class. So in your plank pose, press your heels strongly back. Yeah. And then press the crown of your head more and more and more and more forward. Lift the belly, lift the knees. Deep breath in. On the exhale, lift the butt, lift the hips all the way up into downward facing dog. Any movements that feel nice here. So any movements that feel good for your body, just stretch it out. Pedal the feet or drop one knee to the right or to the left. Come up high onto your tippy toes. Press the heels into the ground. Doesn't matter. Whatever movements feel good in your body. They just create, that nice sort of stretching and releasing feeling. Gentle movement to create space. Do your legs feel okay? Yeah?
They're certainly there.
Keep your knees bent, for everything today. Might just take the stretch out of the back of the legs a little. Awesome, guys. So from here, inhale and come forward into your plank pose. Good. Pivot your toes to face the left. So both toes face the left. And then inhale the left hand all the way up into our side plank. Good. On the exhale, reach the left hand all the way towards the front of the room as you lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Yeah. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, reach to the front of the room. And again like that. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, reach towards the front of the room. Lift the hips. Perfect. Inhale, reach high towards the ceiling. Exhale and lower down plank pose. We'll go straight to the other side. So just pivot your toes towards the right. Inhale the right hand all the way up. Yeah. Exhale, reach towards the front of the room. Lift the hips. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, reach to the front. Perfect. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, reach to the front. Lift the hips, draw the belly in. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, lower back down, plank pose. Deep breath in here. Good. On the exhale, lower halfway down, chaturanga. So whether you have knees or no knees, doesn't matter. Inhale, plank. Straight back up. Yeah. Good, guys. Exhale, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Good. Scoop the belly forward to your cobra or your upward dog. Open the chest. Stretch through the belly muscles. Exhale to lower all the way down. Tuck your toes. Inhale, straight back up, plank pose. And then exhale, lift the butt, lift the hips. All the way back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in through the nose. Side out through the mouth. Yeah, nice, guys. It's a hot, sweaty one up here, isn't it? Maybe because we have all the blinds down. That wasn't very nice of me. It's like Bikram for you guys. Take another deep breath in through the nose. Is that instant relief there as the air comes in? Deep breath out through the mouth. And again like that. So inhale through the nose, draw air deeper into the body. And then exhale, really exhale as you breathe out and empty. Good. One last one. Deep breath in. Side out. And inhale, roll the body forward, plank pose. On your exhale, lower all the way down, chaturanga. Inhale for cobra or upward dog. Open your chest. Lengthen through the front of the belly. Good. Exhale back down to the mat. Chin touches the mat. Yes. Inhale, lift back up, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Yeah. And then one more like that. Inhale, come forward, plank pose. So just use your full breath. Exhale, slowly lower down, no rush. Inhale, scoop forward, cobra or upward dog. Breathe into this. Yeah. Exhale, lower all the way back down to the mat. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, deep breath out. So bring your big toes to touch. On the inhale, lift the heels super, super high. Super, super high. And then bend the knees. Look forward, step, jump, hop, float, whatever you like. Come towards the top of the mat. And exhale to forward fold. Let the head be heavy. Bend the knees a ton. Inhale all the way up to standing. Opening the chest as you rise to the top. And then on the exhale, dive straight back down, forward fold. All the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift. exhale and fold. Good, plant your palms. Bend the knees and come up onto the tippy toes. So then this way, like so you're in like a little, like a squat pose, I guess, would you call that? That way when we jump back into a plank or chaturanga, there's not so much strain on the shoulders. So if you want to jump back to plank from here, it's just like a little burpee, I guess, yeah? We jump back. If you want to jump back to chaturanga from here, bend your elbows directly back. So rather than making it clunky sort of movements, as you jump back, your elbows will bend, yeah? So you'll land in the chaturanga pose. Remember to tuck your toes under. But if we jump from here, it can be a lot of weight on the shoulders, yeah? Because we get a little bit too high off the ground and it might be like hunk, clonk into the pose. And we want to protect the shoulders. So I don't know, I find when you're going to jump back, just sit nice and low, and then you can choose either jump back into plank or jump back into chaturanga and bend the elbows, okay? So however you want to do it, getting back into plank or to chaturanga, your choice. If you don't want to jump, step back, it's totally fine. And then flow through your vinyasa, slow. So the vinyasa, the 4 poses that make it up are important, yeah? I'm sure they weren't just thrown together for no reason. So it's not just a transition to get to downward dog. They're important, so don't rush through any of the poses. Use your breath to move you. Feel your muscles. Feel your body. Breathe into what you feel. Deep breath in your downward dog. Deep breath out. Perfect. On the inhale, lift the right leg for 3-legged dog. On the exhale, bend the right knee. Good, bring the heel closer and closer towards your butt, opening your hips up towards the ceiling. Yeah, so stacking your right hip almost on top of your left, but press your chest further back. If you notice that you lose all of the weight on the right hand, just see if you can even it out a little bit more. And this way we get the twist a little bit deeper into the body. Yeah, deep breath in. On the exhale, take a big step forward for high lunge. Big step forward. Perfect, guys. Reach the hands all the way up towards the ceiling. Stay really strong through your back leg. Nice. On the exhale, open up, warrior 2 pose. Sink into the front knee. Yeah. Stay nice and strong through the back leg and press a little more into the pinky edge rather than like collapse into your inner arch. Look directly over your right fingertips. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out, flip your front palm and reverse. Awesome, guys. So sink nice and low. Nice and low here. Do a deep breath in as you lift. Deep breath out as maybe you reach back just a little bit more. Straighten through your front leg. Keep the reverse. So we're like a reverse triangle pose now, I guess. Yeah, good, guys. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale all the way into your triangle. So reach the right hand more and more and more and more forward. And then just flip the arms. So as the right hand comes down, the left hand comes up. You could reach for your toes. It's totally not necessary. You can put your hand anywhere on your leg that feels good. You want length in both sides of your body, rather than just collapsing into the right hip here. Yeah, lift your chest a little more and tuck your butt under just a little bit. Awesome, guys. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. So bring your left hand onto your left hip. That's the top hand, I hope so. Yeah, left hand, left hip. Good, bend into your front knee. We're coming to half moon pose from here. So reach your right hand just a little bit more forward, a little bit more right, yeah? And then start to send your body weight forward until the left leg lifts off of the ground. Gaze is a little forward of your front toes, or directly out towards the side, and then open your body up towards the left side of the room. Yeah. Steady breath. If you have no breath, sure, you can probably hold the pose for a while until you pass out. Better that you breathe. So breathe and be wobbly. That's totally fine. Maybe lift your bottom hand off of the ground. So play around with just lifting and hovering the hand off of the ground and extending even more. Yeah, guys, deep breath in. On the exhale, we're coming all the way back to warrior 2 pose. So step nice and long towards the back of the mat. Yeah. Pivot both of your toes in, hands onto hips. So you're more like a little pigeon toes, I guess, yeah? Deep breath in. And then on the exhale, forward fold, hinge on the hips, bringing the head closer and closer towards the ground. Hands can reach wherever they like. So they can reach just as support at the front. They can walk behind your legs towards the back of the mat. Doesn't matter, whatever feels best for you. But feel your butt reaching high and your head reaching down. Draw your belly a little closer towards your thighs and squeeze your thighs together. Draw your feet towards each other without actually moving them off of the mat. Make sure your breath is flowing freely. Bring your hands back to your hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. And then on the exhale, turn the toes out, heels in, and squat down. So if anything, take your stance a little bit wider so that our knees are either in front or on top our ankles or inside of them. And then bring the hands onto the thighs somewhere. So sit nice and low. Tuck your butt under. A wobbly one, yeah? So the more you turn your toes out, like, I guess that's some kind of like ballerina pose, yeah? The harder it's going to be for your balance, yeah? Nice. Yeah, perfect. It's like, what's that movie? Matrix. Deep breath in, lift the chest. On the exhale, drop the right shoulder down and take a twist. Yeah. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale and twist. Good. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, twist. Keep nice and low. Yes, we feel it in the thighs. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Inhale, lift. Exhale, last one and twist. Good. Inhale all the way up to standing. Straighten the legs, hands reach overhead. And we're taking a warrior two pose again, but the other side. So your right foot will come parallel towards the side of the mat. Turn your left toes forward and then inhale, open up, warrior two pose. Yeah, deep breath in. Exhale, hands come down either side of your front foot. Inhale, step back into plank pose and then flow through your vinyasa. So nice and slow, yeah? You can skip your vinyasa. So if you notice that you're like collapsing into the shoulders and your body's like, oh, skip it. Better to skip it than to like half-heartedly struggle through it. Listen to your body. Work with it, not against it. It's not the enemy. We're not here to punish ourselves. We're not here to change ourselves. We're just here for a little bit of maintenance. Yeah? A little bit of kindness to take care of ourselves. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. On the inhale, lift the left leg up, three-legged dog. On the exhale, bend the left knee, open the hips up. So bring your heel closer and closer towards your butt. So you can just about feel your heel touching your butt. It's that close. And you feel the stretch all the way down the left leg, the left thigh. Great, guys. Put a little more weight into the left hand if you notice that it's come up a little bit. Deep breath in. Good. On the exhale, take a big step forward with the left leg. High on the back tippy toes. Reach both of the hands up. High lunge. Yeah. Good. Then on the exhale, open up. Warrior two pose. So reaching the front fingertips more forward. Reaching the back fingertips more back. And then sink into the front knee as you press strongly back through your back foot. So everything is even. Draw the belly in. Tuck the butt under. Feel the shoulders drawing more towards each other. Steady gaze directly over the left fingertips. Deep breath in. On the exhale, flip the front palm and reverse. So the legs don't change for this first part. So even sink a little bit lower, just in case you came out of it when you arched backwards. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. Stay with the reverse. Just straighten through the front leg as you inhale. Yeah, so both legs are straight, but stay with your reverse. So the left hand continues to reach up. Straighten through the left leg. So straighten through the left leg just a little bit more. Straight left leg. I think it's the left leg. I hope it's the left leg. Yeah. Nice. Good. Inhale, come back. And then exhale, triangle pose. So reach, 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 reach. Left hand more and more and more forward. And then just bring one hand up, one hand down. So you don't have to reach towards the ground if it means that you're collapsing into your triangle pose, yeah? Stay up nice and high. Awesome, guys. So good. Deep breath in, lengthen through both sides of the body. Deep breath out. We're coming to our half moon pose. So bring the right hand to the right hip. But bend the left knee a little and bring the left hand just a little bit more forward, a little bit more left. Maybe start to wiggle the right toes in, or as you start to pull your body weight forward, the right leg just floats off of the ground and up. You can lift the right leg as high or as low as you like it. That's irrelevant how far it lifts off. Just keep it active. If you want, reach your hand up towards the ceiling. Gaze is anywhere that feels most stable for you. And just play around with lifting your bottom hand off of the ground, even if it means you're going to wobble, even if it means you're going to waver. Slow, steady breaths. Yeah. Slowly making your way back. Good. All the way back into your warrior two pose. Yeah. Which way are we? This way. Good. Inhale all the way up to standing. Pivot the toes in. Exhale, hinge from the hips and forward fold. Come all the way back down. Lift your butt up, and if anything, bring your body weight a little more forward. So your butt probably weighs you back a little bit, and there's more weight in the heels because it's easier to balance like this. But bring your body weight forward, not so the toes cling into the ground, but just so you feel it a little bit more even. Yeah, bring the hands to the hips. Inhale all the way up. On the exhale, turn the toes out, the heels in, and get down nice and low. So even take your stance a little bit wider so you've got room to move. Bring the hands onto the thighs, and then as you press the thighs down, lift the chest up. Yeah. On the exhale, dip the right shoulder low as you twist. Perfect. Inhale, back up. Exhale and twist. Inhale, lift, breathe into that space. Exhale as you press all of the air out, twist and dip. Yeah, inhale, last one. Exhale, twist. Nice, guys. Inhale all the way back up to standing. Good, and on the exhale, open up warrior two pose. So bend into the right leg, straighten through the left. Nice, deep breath in. Exhale, hands come down either side of your front foot. Inhale, step back into plank pose. Flow through a super slow vinyasa or skip it. Yeah, use your breath. Stay so connected to your movements and really feel it. So maybe feel muscles that you usually just skip over in your quest to get straight back to downward dog as quick as possible. And maybe when we slow things down, you find like a new position. You find a new stretch, a new release. You find a new sensation or a new feeling. Deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. Yeah. Again, deep breath in. Deep breath out. Bring your big toes to touch. Yeah. Inhale, lift the heels super, super high. On the exhale, bend the knees, press the chest back so you're like a little spring. So press the chest more back. Yeah. And then step or jump or hop or float. Fly all the way to the top of the mat. Good. Bend the knees a ton. Inhale all the way up to standing. Sweep the hands wide and high. Breathe into that. Exhale, dive forward as you hinge from the hips and use your whole breath to lower you down. Yeah. Inhale halfway. Exhale and fold. Plant the palms. Bend the knees so your butt comes low, and then step or jump or hop or float, hover, whatever you like. Yeah. Tuck your toes. And then inhale, flow through your vinyasa. Slow. Super slow, yeah? So that you can feel it. And maybe the arms are like shaking as you lower down. Awesome. How can you not be connected to that when you feel it so intensely, yeah? Separate the feet just a little bit when you come to your downward facing dog. And so we have a little bit more of a stable foundation. And then inhale, the right leg lifts, three-legged dog. On the exhale, bend the right knee, open the hips, bring your heel closer and closer and closer towards your bum. Closer, closer, closer. So you feel that stretch down the whole right quad. Deep breath in. On the exhale, take a big step forward outside of the right hand. So big step forward outside of the right hand. Yeah. You can either drop the back knee down or keep it lifted. It doesn't matter what lizard pose you're coming to. But wherever that left leg is, keep it active. So if you drop your knee, just make sure that the foot is like, doesn't collapse and do nothing. Yeah? So keep the back leg energized. Lower the hips. You can come down onto your forearms if that's available and feels good. If it doesn't feel good, then I don't know why you would go there. It's not benefiting you at all. The most beneficial pose is the one where you feel it, where you feel the stretch, where you can honor and respect that rather than fighting with your body and demanding that it push further. Not helpful for our objective of healing and wellness. So wherever you are, just breathe. Feel yourself sinking low into that hip. And yes, it can be challenging, but how are we ever going to know if we can remain calm through challenging situations off of the mat if we don't put our body into a few varied positions here? Easy to remain calm when things are going well. It's a little bit more challenging to remain calm when we're uncomfortable. So breathe. Stay with your breath. Slower, deeper, fuller. Good, guys. Come back up onto your palms if you're down on your forearms. So lift your back knee. And then nothing else much changes. We're coming back into three-legged dog, but first just lift the right toes and bring them closer towards your butt. Yeah. Good. And then on the exhale, press all the way back for three-legged dog. If you want to be a flip dog, but start to reach the right leg more and more and more over. Turn the left toes towards the back of the mat. Lift the right hand and flip all the way over. If you want, lift the hips. Reach the chest higher towards the ceiling and forward, and stay really active through your right hand. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. On the inhale, engage your core muscles. We're coming to pigeon pose from here, yeah? So the right hand comes back onto the mat. Good. Bend the right knee into the chest. Hold it up nice and high first, and then lower down into your pigeon pose. So first keep your pigeon a little bit active. So squeeze your thighs towards each other. It doesn't matter if your butt touches the ground or not. And walk your hands back. So open up first rather than just collapsing. Your left leg is active. Your chest is lifted and open. Deep breath in. Then on the exhale, slowly lower down into your pigeon pose, keeping just a little bit of activation in your back leg. So it doesn't matter where your hands go. You might want to make a little pillow for your forehead. Your forehead might want to rest onto a block. But just let your forehead touch something. And then with your forehead connected to something, just gently rock it from side to side. Just slowly. Notice this place above your eyebrows. See if there's any tension there, any tightness. Usually it's a little sneaky place for us to be storing stress, worry, fear, concerns. So rock your head super slow. Pause when you find a tight spot and just let it dissolve and release, freeing up space in your forehead so that that space can filter through your whole face and then filter through your whole body. Make sure you're breathing slower. Feel your belly, your ribs, your chest expanding, sides of your body expanding, the back of your body expanding when you breathe in. So it's like you inflate like a balloon. And then when you breathe out, just soften. Soften deeper into the pose. How do your legs feel? Yeah. You've got plenty. You've got plenty. So to come out of your pigeon pose, just walk your hands back towards your knee. Yeah. And then tuck your left toes under, lift the back knee up, and then just lift the right leg. So nothing changes, just come into your plank pose. Still with your little pigeon leg. Then on the exhale, press back, open up into three-legged dog. Deep breath in. On the exhale, take a big step forward outside of the right hand. Turn the toes out, like about a 45-ish degree angle, and then step the left foot forward to step outside of the left hand. So we come nice and low into our little Indo squat or frog squat pose. Yeah. More weight into the pinky edge side of the feet rather than the inner arches. Use your elbows just to encourage the knees a little more open and lift the chest. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands come down, feet face forward, lift the butt, lift the hips. And then exhale to fold, let the head hang nice and heavy. Nice and heavy. Good, wiggle the feet back towards each other. The toes don't have to be touching, but just a little bit closer. Bend the knees a ton and inhale, sweep all the way up to standing. All the way up, yeah. Look up towards the ceiling, open the chest. And then exhale, dive straight back down, forward fold. All the way back down. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Bend the knees a ton. So then you choose how you want to flow through your vinyasa, whether you jump back, step back, hop back, float back, fly back. Yeah? Perfect, guys. And then move slow, just in case you might miss anything. Stay so connected to your movements, your body. All meeting downward facing dog. So however you arrive there, that's up to you because you're the boss of your body. Nobody else. Not me. What I'm just saying is a guide, is a suggestion. You know your body a lot better than I do. So choose wisely, choose intelligently for you. Lift the left leg when you're ready, three-legged dog. On the exhale, bend the left knee and open the hips. So open them even more. Yeah, bring your heel even closer towards your butt. Deep breath in. On the exhale, take a big step forward outside of the left hand. Big step forward. For our lizard pose again. So you might choose to drop the right knee down here. You might choose to keep it lifted. But feel your hips sinking low. But feel light and buoyant in the chest. So trying to avoid the rounding of the spine just to get the head down. The hips want to be low first. So if anything's coming to the ground first, it's probably going to be the right thigh, not the head. Maybe close your eyes. Draw your attention fully inwards. And really feel what you're feeling. And if it's tight, awesome. Breathe into that. Rather than wishing it was different. Then if we come against this resistance and it's like, God, I wish my hip wasn't so tight. God, I can't wait until I'm more flexible. I can't wait till I don't feel anything in this pose. Why? Why were we given feelings and sensations in the body if not to notice them? And know what you're feeling in this moment is perfect for you. If you have tight hips, love them. You created them. Be patient with yourself as your muscles relax. Breathe. Slower and steadier. And if you're down on your forearms, just make your way back up onto your palms. Lift your back knee if it's lowered. And then on the inhale, just lift the left toes. So bring the heel closer, closer, closer towards your butt. Yeah. Then on the exhale, press all the way back, three-legged dog. If you want to flip over, turn your right toes to face the back of the room and flip your dog over. Good. More space. So think of space in the spine rather than that like really kinky bending pose. So lift the hips, lift the chest. Breathe into this space. Keep your lifted arm active. Yeah, deep breath in. Slower breath out. Good, coming to pigeon pose from here. So engage your core muscles. Yeah, the left hand will come back onto the mat. Come forward into your plank pose. Draw your left knee into the chest. High, 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 high. And then lower down into your pigeon. So the left knee will come close towards the left wrist. Good, walk your hands back towards your hips first. So open up, yeah, and squeeze your thighs towards each other. So your pigeon pose gets a little more space and a little more height. Yeah, and then exhale, slowly lower down. Good. Lengthen as you lower, rather than sort of round into the pose just to get the head low. And then breathe. See if there's places in your body where you can find a little more space. See if you can keep your back leg straight-ish and just as active as it needs to be. See if you can shift your body weight so that it's a little more centered and a little more even. Just a little. See if you can breathe into the sides of your waist and draw the ribs and hips in opposite directions. And then again, just in case there's any tension accumulating in the forehead, give it a little sway gently from side to side and super slow. So even if you think you're moving slowly, go like 10 times slower than that. Feel every single little muscle or cell or fiber that you roll over on your forehead. And just notice what's up there. Notice if you could relax a little more through your forehead. Notice if you can soften in just a little bit. And slowly walk the hands back. Tuck your back toes under. And then just lift up. So keep your left leg exactly where it is. Just lift it off of the ground into like a plank sort of pigeon pose. And then on the exhale, press all the way back to three-legged dog and open your hip up. That can feel so nice after being in the pigeon. Yeah, deep breath in. On the exhale, take a big step forward. Big step forward outside of your left hand. Turn the left toes about a 45-ish degree angle. Yeah, and then use your core strength. So yes, you can probably push your right toes off the ground and spring yourself forward, but see if you can engage your core more. Lean your body weight forward, and then just lift the right leg up and down gently. Yeah, up into our little Indo squat. Just on the right for your legs. Sorry, just sticking on the back of each other, sort of like, ooh, the burn. Sorry. And then lift your chest a little and draw the belly in. So more and more and more space. Deep breath in. On the exhale, reach the hands nice and wide. Reach the right hand all the way up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. And then on the exhale, wrap your right hand around your lower back. Maybe taking the bind around your left knee, reaching for your opposite fingertips. Keeping the chest open and noticing what your belly does here. Yeah? So if the belly just hangs out and does nothing, draw it in, lift the chest. And inhale, open the hands up nice and wide. Exhale and lower down. Good, move to the other side. The left hand sweeps high. Good, on the exhale, wrap your left hand around your lower back. Maybe reaching for your fingertips, maybe not. But keep the chest open and lifted and keep the belly in. Keep the breath full and deep. Inhale, reach the hands wide. Exhale and lower down. Sit your butt all the way down. Bring the soles of the feet together. Yeah. Little butterfly sit. So just pulse the knees if it feels nice, just to create a little bit of space in the hips. Not too much though, just to create a little bit of movement. And then bring your hands behind. It doesn't matter which way your fingertips face, yeah? You'll figure it out once we start to lift the butt if it feels good or not good, so you can change it. And then lift the butt and hips off of the ground. Press the knees down and forward and open the chest up towards the ceiling. And press the soles of your feet a little more together and draw your belly in. Yeah, deep breath in. Slow breath out. Good, inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale and slowly lower down. Take the feet nice and wide. So as wide as they will go from each other. Maybe you touch someone else's mat, perfect. Maybe you don't. Good. And then tilt your pelvis a little more forward to start with, because that's the direction that we're heading in. But flex your toes back towards you. So then that way, once we start to forward fold, if we don't have the front of the legs active, it can sort of put a lot of stress or a lot of tension in the hamstrings, which are already pretty tight. So just help yourself out by flexing the toes, and you'll feel then that all the muscles below the knee sort of activate and all the muscles above the knee activate. This just gives us a little more room. Bring the hands out in front, more length, more space, and then exhale, start to fold forward until it feels good. So your forward fold could be like 0.5 millimeter, yeah? Tuck the chin into the chest. Feel the back of your neck lengthen even more. So then you'll find that you don't have to push your body into this forward fold, but just by creating more length, just these little subtle movements, you'll feel the stretch way deeper. Good, guys. Inhale nice and slowly. Come all the way back up again. Nice and slow. Ooh, bring the legs out in front. Yeah. Give them a little point, a little flex, a little shake just to release. Good. Shoelace legs from here. So cross your right leg over your left. And then either bring the heel in close towards your butt, or you can have the shin more parallel towards the front of the mat. It doesn't matter. So if this feels okay, stay. If not, bend your bottom leg in so that maybe both heels are either close towards your butt and the knees are like working towards being on top of each other, or your feet, or what are them called, shins, are parallel towards the front of the mat and knees are close to each other. So it doesn't matter, wherever you sort of feel the stretch in the outside of the hips, yeah, both butts are even on the ground. Reach the hands nice and wide. Inhale, sweep all the way up towards the ceiling. Good, arch your arms, so the right hand will come down and around and reach up your spine towards your head, yeah? And then bend the opposite elbow, reach towards your fingertips. Nice. Draw the ribs in, lift the chest, and then on the exhale, start to forward fold just until it feels good. Yeah, so if you notice, and if you catch out of the corner of your eye, your left elbow like bypassing you and dipping quicker towards the ground than your head is, maybe just lift it up a little bit, maybe just lengthen the spine a little bit so we keep space in the front of the body, length in the back of the body. Breathe. Slow, steady, deep. Good. Inhale, come back up. Nice and slow, and then just change it up. So crossing the opposite leg on top. Maybe both of the heels are in close, maybe the bottom leg is straight, maybe your legs are more parallel. Doesn't matter. Placing your legs in different or take the little twist. So different leg variations are going to stretch different parts of the body. There's no like beginner, intermediate, advanced. There's no ABC, 1, 2, 3, yeah? There's no sort of scale of getting better or progressing. It's whatever feels best in your body at the time, yeah? Then reach the hands nice and wide. Inhale, sweep up. So get lots of length first. Great. And then the left hand will come down and around. Reach up your spine. The right hand reaches down towards your opposite fingertips. Notice if you puff your chest forward and stick your butt back. If you do, just kind of reverse it. So draw the ribs in so we keep space and length. And then on the exhale, slowly just start to fold forward. If you feel your butt lifting off of the ground, press it down. Reach your head more forward. Go slow. Try not to let your left elbow bypass, your right elbow, beat you. So keep it lifted. Good, guys. Inhale nice and slow, all the way back up. Yeah. And then taking any seated position you like. So we're going to have another crack at the pendulum pose. So if you take the lotus position, so either if it's one leg or two legs, your legs are kind of bound together anyway. Maybe it makes it a little bit more easier to get your legs off the ground, maybe not. It doesn't really make any difference, but squeeze your legs together. So if you're not the lotus, it can be common for the bottom leg to sort of, be left behind as we lift up. So just squeeze the legs together, squeeze the ankles together, squeeze everything together. So either using your blocks, but place them on like the flatter setting. Yeah, that should be enough space, I guess. And then press through your fingertips and then lift your chest, lengthen the arms. Lift the butt, lift the feet, yeah? Awesome, guys, yeah. And then lower down, so you don't have to stay too long. It's just engaging the core muscles and using your breath, yeah? So the hands press down, deep breath in. Exhale to hold, yeah. Even if nothing lifts, it does not matter, yeah? You're still engaging everything. Just take one more, yeah? Don't overthink it, just one more. We've got this, we've got this, we've got this. Hands down, inhale, lift up. Yeah. Awesome. And then exhale to lower. Straighten the legs all the way out. Point flex, point flex. Reach the hands out in front. First take a little look behind, make sure there's enough room to recline back. If there's not, just wiggle your butt a little bit more forward. Yeah, flex the toes back towards you, maybe the heels lift off of the ground. Reach the hands all the way out in front, deep breath in. Exhale slow as you can. Lower all the way down. So use your exhale breath to lower you. If you've run out, pause. Inhale, and then continue. So don't do it with no breath, yeah? Cuts off the circulation to the brain, and we might find that we're like, passing out once we arrive down there. Once you arrive, reach the hands super wide towards the back of the room. Deep breath in. And then exhale, hug the knees into the chest. Have a little rock from side to side or forwards and backwards if it feels nice. Make a few little circles with the knees just to relax through the hips and the back. Guys, take the knees wide and come into a happy baby pose. So it's really common, I think, for us to, be attached to reaching to our feet, because maybe that's the picture that's depicted in all of the magazines or, wherever you've seen it, that your hands have to be on your feet to be doing the happy baby right. But if that just means you're straining through your shoulders, well, I don't know how that could be a good thing, yeah? So keep your head supported on the ground. Yeah. And then feel your shoulders rested on the ground. So if they're not, maybe take your hands towards your ankles or towards your shins, towards the back of your thighs. You'll still get exactly the same stretch, but there won't be any strain or tension on the body. And another good indicator is if your butt has lifted off of the ground, like you feel this rounding and arching in the lower back, just to hold onto your feet. Well, it's not worth putting the lower back at risk of injury. So feel your spine supported on the ground all the way from your tailbone to the very, very base of the skull. Supported. You can make little rocking movements if it feels nice. You can straighten the legs out wide to the sides or straight up to the ceiling. You can bend one knee in and straighten one leg, either up or out. There's lots of different movements that you can make. So different things can feel good in the body. Good, guys. Bring the knees back into the chest. Place the hands down by the sides. If you want to press up into shoulder stand, now is your time. Please feel free. If you do not, just straighten the legs straight up towards the ceiling. You still get the same benefits. Do what's right for you. If you are shoulder standing, use your hands as support for your lower back. And please keep the chin just a little tucked, the shoulders away from the ears. Your breath flowing. So whichever position you're in, the legs are active. Not tense, but just active. And see if you can slow your breath even more. See if you can lengthen even more. And feel just that effortless reversing in the legs. So the pulling, stagnant energy. It might have been down low because we sit so much or stand so much. That's how everything reverses here. How the brain is flooded with new, fresh energy, fresh oxygen. And the heart doesn't have to work as hard. If you want to come into plow pose, bring the feet all the way towards the back of the room. If your feet touch the ground, feel free to release your hands from your lower back and make any arm variation. If your feet don't touch the ground, I would keep my hands on my lower back for support. Still feel the breath moving slower. A little more gently through the body. And when you're ready to come out of this pose, if you want to transition straight into your fish pose, feel free. So either hands are down by the sides of the body. I kind of like to tuck my hands underneath my butt. So your palms will be flat on the ground and the thumbs touching each other, or they'll either be by the sides of your body. And once your legs lower all the way down, press your elbows into the ground and arch through your spine as you lift your chest up towards the ceiling. So the butt stays low, pressing into the hands or pressing by the sides of the hands. And then if it feels good to let your head dangle, let your head dangle. It's totally fine if it feels good for you. If it doesn't, if that feels like straining or tensing, and just place the back of your head flat on the ground. So you'll lower the arch in your chest just a little. Just make sure it feels supportive for you and keep your belly in. Breathe. Keep the legs active so the toes are pointing or flexing, it doesn't matter which one, but they're there to support you as well. See if you can lift your chest a little higher and breathe into all of this space. And if you want to do the full variation of the fish pose, You know, like a goldfish just like opens it, closes its mouth, like sort of thing. Yeah. Like a little fish mouth. Feel free and feel how that feels in the throat. Ah, it can feel a little funny at first, but how nice it feels to use these muscles to find a little bit of space and release here. No one can see you. I'm at the front of the room and everyone else is looking the same direction, so it doesn't matter what it looks like. And take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Slowly lower all the way down. All the way down, drawing the knees into the chest. Having any last little movements that feel good for you, like a little twist or another happy baby, thigh stretch, a hip release, anything that feels right for your body. So if you close your eyes and if you tune into you, then you can make the decision that's best for you. Yeah? Could be a traditional yoga pose that feels best. Could just be some form of movement. Doesn't have to be anything. But always feel encouraged to move in a way that feels beneficial for you. And I can't tell you what that is. I don't know. You know your body better than I do. You live with it day in and day out. We can become so disconnected from our own bodies, yeah? That we will just mindlessly follow someone else and be like, oh, they told me to do it, so I guess I'll do it. I don't really feel anything. I prefer to be doing this. So honour and respect yourself first. So then when you do start to make your way into Shavasana, you'll feel really ready. You'll feel twisted and lengthened and strengthened. Completely released and relaxed so that you can softly and gently lower your body down and then effortlessly sink in. Once you do find yourself in Shavasana, take a deep breath in through the nose. Side out through the mouth. Take your chin to your chest just a little. And let the whole body sink down. Let everything become really heavy. breathe out. Start to make little movements with the fingers and toes. These little flickers of movement to reawaken you. When you're ready, take a big overhead stretch as you lengthen everything. And then on the exhale, draw the knees into the chest. Roll over onto whichever side feels best for you. And if you can keep the eyes closed, keep them closed, or at least keep them soft. And as you're ready, use your hands to gently press yourself up. Come to sit in any comfortable seated position. Lift the heart just a little. Bow the brain down towards it so that you acknowledge, honor and respect the teacher that is within you. Bring both of your palms together and connect your thumbs to your third eye. May your thoughts always be calm and clear. Bring your thumbs to rest on your lips. May the words that you speak always be kind and true. And then bring the thumbs to rest at the center of the chest, connected to your heart, so that may you always act from a place of love and from a place of peace. Namaste.